Okay, I call the land use meeting, the land use board meeting, open at 6 p.m. The Open Public Meetings Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231. According to the Open Public Meetings Act, this meeting of July 17, 2025, was published in the Bergen Record and Herald News on April 2nd, 2025, and the Our Town on April 3rd, 2025. In addition, a copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Mr. Giuliani, could you do a roll call for attendance?
Chairperson Warren.
Here.
Vice Chairman Andrew Mattson. Mayor Judge Crivello.
Here.
Committeeman Cherwinski. Adib Aboud.
Here.
William Coleman.
Here.
Krupen Dudia. Christina Holes.
Here.
Christine Muller.
Here.
Sean Smith. Deborah Gadira.
Here.
Robert White. Lou Mazzone.
Thank you. Next up, the minutes were emailed and they are on your desk here. Any discussion about the minutes before I ask for a motion to approve?
I have to recuse myself of the June 26th meetings as I was advised by council
Okay.
because there was a deed variance not to attend.
Okay. Any other discussion on the minutes? I'd like to get a motion, please.
I'll make that motion.
Christina Holtz will motion, Adib will second. All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Any abstentions? None. Okay. Next up on the agenda, we will open to the public for non-agenda items. So I have Mr. Verhassel coming later on.
Okay.
All right. Can I have a motion to open to the public?
I'll make that motion.
And a second? Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, anyone from the public with non-agenda items? I know Mr. Verhassel's out there. You'll be coming up in a little bit. All righty. Seeing none, I will make a motion to close. Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, Christina Holtz will second it. All those in favor to close the public portion?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Next up, Mr. Mondello.
I apologize to the board. I was slightly behind my time. I forgot my attaché case that has the bills in it, so we're kicking the can down the road, so to speak, till next month. I got a thumbs up from Mr. Bass. Thank you. My apologies.
Okay. Thank you for that. The application for student is being carried over to the August meeting. They will not be presenting tonight. So that moves us on to our closed session. Can I have a motion to enter closed session?
I'll make that motion.
Christina Hull, seconded by Mr. Aboud. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? And any abstentions? Mr. Verhassel will come get you when it's time. Mr. Mattson is here. He's just walking in right now. Please mark that for attendance.
Okay.
Okay, can I have a motion to reopen the public session, please?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Any seconds? Any second? Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we are back in the public session. We have some new business before we wrap up for today. Michael, do you want to talk about the class for new members update?
Yes. So briefly, the New Jersey planning officials put out on their website that there are 2 classes available for members who still need to take the mandatory education for new board members training. There is one coming up on Tuesday, July 29th. It is from 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. You must be on your computer for the 5 hours, pass the quiz or test at the end, and then you'll be approved. So there is July 29th, and then there also is Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. Same time, 5:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Same rules apply. So there are 2 opening dates, one that is relatively soon and one in the fall. So I know that, Christina, you still need to take the class, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Lou, you still need to take the class. So, do you guys, Andrew, you have to take it as well? Are you available the 29th of either month? You absolutely can. I'll register you for the 29th of October. When I register you, you'll get an email in terms of they're gonna ask for your email. They'll send you an email. It's a whole quick login thing, but that might be later on down the road. You'll get that close to the date.
Michael.
Yes. Oh. You do want to take the, because you don't, you do not have to,
But I do.
but you want to take it. Okay, so let me write that down. So, Mayor, you said the 29th of July, okay?
I'll do that one as well.
Okay?
I already signed. I just signed up for October.
Lou, you want to do October? Okay, so Lou and then Andrew will be for the October. Okay, and then Debbie, you got an email because you signed up separately, but you already wrote to them saying you're going to do the October one as well. So I don't have to register you, but you will already be registered then. Okay, so that's all I have for that,
Okay.
for the members that needed it.
Thank you. Next up, we have August meeting date. Currently, it's set for August 21st at 6 p.m., which we agreed to back in the beginning of our sessions. Mr. Giuliano is going to be on vacation that week. He had asked me to ask the board, we have some options. One is we can continue to have our meeting on the 21st, and we could have a substitute clerk, secretary. Either Michaela or Gina has offered to come and substitute that evening. Or we can move the meeting date, which obviously where there's 13 of us and the professionals as well. We can move it to either August 14th, which would still require, I can't do those, I can't do those
Okay,
things,
got it,
yes.
got it, Yep.
So it's either August 14th or the 28th, and the 28th is pretty close to Labor Day weekend. I know people go away. I'm just going to share my opinion. I'm okay with having a substitute secretary for the 21st. Anyone up here have any comments or thoughts or opinions on keeping the August 21st 6 p.m. date? Our professionals still have that date, and the first student will be coming as well with their professionals. Those people are locked in, and you're locked in as well, Mr. Moore.
I am, yeah.
Okay,
In fact, if you move it to the 28th, I can't be here till 7 o'clock.
okay.
I can't do this one. Because
That's the D variance, right?
You get another pass.
I get a
Right.
pass and Matt too.
So the other people, is it okay keeping the 21st? Tina Muller, okay, Eddie, Bill, yeah, good. Andrew, very good. Tina Muller?
Yes.
Deb, Lou? Okay, I'll go through everybody.
I'll let you know which,
The two is fine,
We'll
yeah,
be
but we're
able
gonna do a substitute. You enjoy your vacation.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
I will let,
yeah.
I will let the professionals know that we are keeping the 21st and we're
You
not
got it.
changing that at all.
Fantastic. Finally, we have one more update. I did email everyone, Mr. Verhasselt, who is our Land Use Board volunteer. One second. Land Use Board volunteer. He has been looking at the E-codes, I'm assuming, and he sent a report. I know he sent it to Mayor Judge Crivello, Committeeman Truinsky. He did send it to me. I checked with Mr. Verhasselt. I shared it with everyone up here, so you had it before Mr. Verhasselt came to speak on it. Mr. Verhasselt, if you want to approach the mic, we'd love to hear. We read your report, but obviously I know you're going to add some context to it.
Have a seat.
Any way you want to go is fine, as long as it's on, or you can stand up, it's up to you.
You didn't check with Mr. Verhassel, pointed to Mr.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mondello, yes, Mr. Mondello, and he was A-okay with us hearing this. Before you begin, Mr. Verhassel, I do want to point out that a lot of the stuff in the report really is the purview of the Township Committee, but I'm going to let you now just have at it. Thank you for volunteering for us, and thank you for sharing this report. So
I
please go ahead.
understand you 100%. I wanted to make sure that the two members that hold dual membership got a personal copy, and I also sent one to you to disseminate in your normal fashion. I couldn't find Mr. Giuliano the other day because I mistakenly thought his offices would be in the Land Use Board area, but I was greeted by a sign that said, "Not here." I'm not here. The office was closed.
Okay.
So I came in, Mr. Giuliano, and I shocked him, I think, because I'd gotten a haircut. And I thought to myself, well, if Mr. Mondello can get a haircut, so can I. So
I hope you saved your hair.
It was more about the beard.
No, that was what Mr. Giuliano's observations were about the beard, but yeah, the barbershop on Railroad Avenue had a special broom day after I was out. To get to the reason that I'm sitting in this chair tonight, it's like the enemy's chair. I'm going back over there. This is where the guy gets to ask him the pointed questions that he didn't think were coming. But I hope you all have access to a copy of it, because I just want to go over it a little bit. Thanks for the opportunity to offer some input towards the revitalization of the Land Use Board. Hopefully, you can use some of these observations for the good of the township. Mr. Twinski had suggested I first look at the legislation section number 80, because I'm only here to do maybe legwork for you guys. I'm not picking these things out of a hat, nothing. I'll go wherever you point me, because I'm like a dog with a bone. You tell me to go, I'll dig, I'll find it, I'll bring you the bone. That's the way I look at my job. If it's a job, it's not a job, it's a volunteer thing. Legislation section 80, that's in Rochelle Park's codes, where all these regulations regarding the Rochelle Park Code Enforcement Department emanate from. This chapter is located, gave you a website, a link to it. And I would suggest you print a copy of those codes. You can go along, or you can have it open in another. I brought a laptop just in case. But let me just go down, because I called things out in specific orders and I numbered them. And if you want to get into it that way, it's only going to take maybe 10 minutes. I don't want to keep everybody here later than whatever.
Why don't you go through the numbers? Yeah.
Sure. The first thing that sticks out is found in section E. Director of the Code Enforcement Department, Construction Code Official Property Maintenance Officer shall be a full-time employee of the Township of Rochelle Park. I don't believe that's the case now.
It is the case.
It is the case. We have a full-time person there.
Lisa Rutherford is there full-time.
She is it's my misunderstanding then, because when I asked her about that, that's not the answer she gave me.
Well, you can ask the administrator.
I can ask her again?
Well, I would ask the administrator or
Okay, because that wasn't recently that I asked her about this. I was asking for the person that could give assistance on a particular problem a few months ago, and she was the only one there. And
But she's full-time.
she is full-time, but if you want to get into, let's open that.
Mr. Verhassel, when you say Director of Code Enforcement, Property Maintenance Officer, and the Code Official, are you talking about
One person.
Mr. Di Maria?
No, I'm not talking about any person. I'm
Okay.
talking about the lack of a person.
The lack of a person.
And I will not ever talk
Okay.
about a person.
Yeah, okay.
And that's something that I learned about many years ago.
Yeah.
I think what Michael was pointing to, the position.
The position.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
position is called out
Director of Code
clearly.
Enforcement,
This is
construction
the
official.
director. This is the person that
Runs the.
everybody in the office reports to,
That's right.
not just another person in the office. And like I say, I didn't bring up the young lady's name at all.
Right.
That's not the issue that I have. My issue is that your code calls for a full-time director in there, not a full-time
Assistant.
technical assistant. And I believe that in time past, that is what that position was referred to as. So I will stand by. I don't believe that is the case presently. Secondly, under requirements of position, it will show this person will assist in the supervision of the township engineer. I don't even think there's any communication going on between those two, but you guys are in charge of that, so you should look into that to see if that is happening. Because many times that chair is empty, and I don't see any communication going on. Sometimes there's forms traded back and forth that you guys are, and my only evidence or experience is what I see at these meetings. And a lot of times,
But this says township engineer. We don't have.
we don't have a township engineer.
Well, the one who sits there is not the township engineer. to my
He's the
knowledge.
land use
He's
board
the board,
engineer.
so he has no communication with
Right.
whomever you're suggesting.
And I
This
don't
says
even
the
know-
township engineer.
Right, and I don't even know if the position of township engineer even exists. So that's another red herring, or, in my case, yellow bar. Going next. This full-time employee is to supervise, administrate, and assist support staff, including the control person. Now, if I was to go out on a limb, I would say we have a control person, but we don't have a supervisor. The supervisor, in my opinion, is part-time. The person that tells people what to do is the person you can reach by email, by phone call, by, I don't know, when they're ever in the office. I've never had to try to contact them that way because Mr. DeMaria, and I will mention his name, has responded to me in the past in that position for problems locally in my neighborhood. Number 3. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4, attend all meetings at a Rochelle Park Planning Board. Well, we don't have a planning board, but I know there's going to need some language cleanup, and I'm not going to be a nitpicker for language, but the key word here is attend all meetings of. I'm looking at empty seats all the time. All right? Let's go down here. The position of building subcode official, plumbing subcode official, electrical subcode, fire protection subcode shall be part-time positions, and the position of control person shall be a full-time position. The way I read this, Mr. Mondello, this gets into the legalese, the control person is not the person who is identified earlier as Director of Code Enforcement Department, Construction Code Official, Property Maintenance Officer. That's not, those are two separate people by definition in the code. And the fact that we do have a full-time employee there does not fill in the first requirement, in my opinion. And it's got nothing to do with the person there. It's the job that they've been told to do by the, not you guys, because you're just catching the effluent out of that office, by the people that are charged with those chairs on a Wednesday night. I think they meet.
Mr. Razzler, can I ask you a question?
Sure, sir.
If you were to make a flow chart of the hierarchy,
Right.
Director at the top,
That would be the township council.
okay. I'm saying the full-time position director.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Director,
Yep.
then you have a control person beneath them.
Correct.
Then
Also
you
full-time.
have part-time inspectors
Correct.
and possibly a full-time technical assistant in this
You
flow
can have
chart.
that. That's an additional. That's not,
Right.
that position is not called out.
But to help me visualize this chart, these
Yep.
things, director overseeing the whole building department, then a control person who supports the people beneath them, part-time inspectors,
You could call it
whoever
that.
else, right. Those part-timers report to the control person reports to the director. Am I correct in my flow chart?
Yeah, the only thing that I would do is, coming from a military background, there'd be 2 bars coming down from the control person. From the,
Yes.
by the way, you're calling it the top of the food
Yeah.
chain. In my opinion, mislabeled. It's already labeled, and why differentiate? Director of the Code Enforcement Department, it's one title. It's a big, long one.
Yes.
But it's one person, one title, and he's got 3 jobs.
Great,
And he's, or she is first.
yes.
There's the 2 bars that come down. Everybody can talk to him, and he directs the control person. The control person can also, sidebar, compute down, and can contribute to all 3 of the subcode officials who are part-time.
Thank you. Number 6.
Number 6, construction officials will be the chief administrator of the code enforcement department. Not happening. That is not the case. Because if the named person, technical assistant, is in that position now, she's not what the director of everything says it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And once again, she's doing a job that was given to her that fits into this, but it's not this empty position.
Okay.
The fee schedule shown to have been updated last in 2022. Should these fees be brought up to date by the Land Use Board? That's, I think, in your purview, no, you don't who sets fees?
I think the
Mr.
township
Mandello?
committee last said
The
it.
committee does?
Yeah.
The committee gets
I
into
was-
minutia of cubic foot, number of,
The,
sockets in the wall?
I don't, Mr. Vassal, I can't answer that question for
Right.
you, but I remember in 2022, they did raise the rates. I was very unhappy with it, but,
Yeah, yeah.
as a homeowner, but that was the body that did it.
Yeah, the specific rates that I'm referring to are technical fees for individual permits that are beyond the scope of almost anybody on the township council. This is not a gross estimation, let's give them a 2% increase. These are things called out in the BOCA code and in construction by the electrical codes. These are suggestions to cover the costs of the actual inspections.
The sub-code officials would recommend to the
Yes,
township
that's,
council, not us.
yeah, well, seeing that you're in charge of this stuff eventually, somewhere you have to have some sort of input.
I would disagree, but.
Okay, well, I mean, that, to recommend to the guy, hey, we're not making any money, or let's, Mr. Mondell, let's go down that path where you suggest that it may be the, sub-code officials, they, she has a budget that they have to operate into, and then there's a report back to the town council that we're making money doing this. And that's not the sub-code official's job, I don't think. It would be the director of that department's job. Because when all those bars go up, they end at that guy's job. And for example, when I was looking for somebody in the office the other day, the person that was going to be in that office was doing some other duties, which, whatever they are, there were people waiting to see in the office. There was nobody there. This wasn't 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This is 11:30 in the morning. So there is a interruption of service, which you should be concerned with, because a lot of times you're dealing with homeowners who want to know a simple question. I got a permit 2 years ago. It was $75. Can I continue to widen my driveway? Simple question. There's a guy here a couple months ago. The poor old man practically had a heart attack because there wasn't anybody that was going to give him the information. $75. Give me another. Wrong answer. So you need more willingness to engage at the point of contact. You ask for my opinion, and that's my job as just an opinion guy. All right, let's go past 6. Fee schedule 7, and number 8. The construction official, it's the head person, because it begins to name this person the construction official. It combines all those 3 names into one thing. Shall, with the advice of the subcode officials, prepare and submit to the township committee biannually a report recommending the fee schedule based on the operating expenses of the agency and any other expenses the municipality fairly attributable to the enforcement of the State Uniform Construction Act. And that's where what I mentioned to you, the actual subcode officials know what the new laws are. Low voltage inspections. It doesn't exist 10 years ago. Now you got to do it. And the town council, they don't know anything about low voltage inspections. That's going to have to come from the bottom up. Mr. Giuliano knows because he's
No,
always
Mr.
fixing
Trinsky
it.
knows about
He's
low
fixing
voltage,
it.
yeah.
So those are the things that are a day-to-day occurrence in the office that are just not in the loop that's got to get done. This, as you can imagine, is a tip of the iceberg, in my opinion. This is nothing more than my opinion. I believe all these concerns begin with the lack of a full-time director of the code enforcement department, code construction official, property maintenance officer. It would go a long way to solve all the problems if there was a person in that position that was in charge, that makes the decisions, that has the input and the backing of the town council in the position. I know it's an expense, but choices have been made in the past by the town council that I hope can be remedied in the future. Part-time people in multiple positions is not the way to run the railroad.
Mr. Verhassel, I'm going to ask you if you mind if I open up anything to the board to ask you or discuss with
You
you.
can ask me anything
Great.
that you like. Let me give you a little bit of my background. Through Mr. Jim Tyson and Lou Melchior, we built multiple housing units in this town for decades. Both my buddies have passed away. We're all getting older, but it's just an experience that I've run. I can go back to Mr. Matt, tell me if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. In the basement of the Midland School, Mr. Zabrewski. He was in the basement. That was his office. He lived on the next to the last house on Terrace on the left-hand side. He was our Zavinsky. No, not Richie Zavinsky. No.
No, was it
All right, let's not throw people's names around. Let's
No.
just-
These are both people that
Okay.
are gone. This particular fellow passed away many years ago. He was your full-time building control person. And when we had a question, he was there all the time. He was there on Wednesday nights, and he would answer your question. And that gets into another thing about, there's days in here where there's nobody in that office and the doors are locked, which is an improper use of this building as a taxpayer, but that's
With that illustrious introduction.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to open up to
Does
anyone on the
anybody or
land use
anybody-
board. Any questions, any comments, observations about Mr. Verhassel's report? Mr. Mattson, please, yes.
Especially that last point. I could just think of, maybe a homeowner or business owner comes to get a permit to pay their fees, nobody's here, and they say, screw it, I'm just gonna do it anyway, not pay the fees. So it could be lost revenue for the town,
Yes, sir.
wasted time for the residents that are paying for the
Yes, sir.
people that are in that office.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's, and like you were saying, to know those code changes, you kind of need that pecking order, I guess, and it could be too much of a workload.
There is too much of a workload, yes. That's why that office is not manned at times, because that work's got to be done. And sometimes the work is not in that office.
As somebody that's done building in town, how would that affect you in terms of?
For example, you want a footing inspection, or if you've got framework done. Now you need what's the one called, insulation inspection. He's got to come. You can't wire, you can't do anything. You're just sitting there, you got a crew waiting to work, and there's nobody. And those part-time position people are doing the best they can, but the direction and the position is called the director, and he's pointing people to go to do the most good in the shortest amount of time for the township. So those are the things that do hold up jobs. Who you call on a Sunday when somebody's framing a house? Right now, it's the police department. I mean, and that's because the guy didn't come and get a permit because he thought he could either get away with it, or he came down here and it was closed on Friday because they did the day off or something. And he just said, well, I'm going to finish framing out the backyard porch on a Sunday.
Any other questions or comments, Mr.?
I'd just like to say, thanks for doing your homework on this. And I think the last time we had a smooth running building department, Rich Bowen was in charge.
Rich Boland, yes, he,
The property maintenance, and that's one of the issues. I mean, unless that department gets a call regarding something, we don't have anybody going around town just looking, eyes and everything else. And yet, I saw in one of our ordinances that the police and the DPW should be our eyes and ears and make a report to the township committee or the building department in regards to that. But I appreciate you doing your homework there, and like I said, a lot of times you go in there and you can't get anyone in there. I'm basically retired, but I can remember I had a concrete truck coming in the morning.
we got forms laid,
Yeah.
form inspection. How are you going to get that done if nobody's coming? How are you going to get it done on Friday? Now,
Well, that's another thing I don't understand as a builder. I mean, the summer hours for the building department, that's ludicrous.
those are issues above your pay grade that
Yeah.
belongs to the town
I
council.
agree.
They need to address that.
Thank you,
Any-
Mr. Coleman. Anyone else?
Sure, I'd like to make a comment. Thank you for doing your
Yeah.
homework, as you well put it. Our homework, I'll say, our homework.
I don't lessen what you guys have to do. You got a lot to do.
We do. Construction official is the title that I know well, and just about every building department in the state is the bottom line person that runs the office. I have not seen the director title, but construction
They
official.
just threw it in there.
I mean, that might be an old, that
Yeah.
might have been original before construction official became an actual title with the state, right,
Mhm.
under the UCC. With regards to fee scheduling and all, yes, there needs, I'm totally sitting here on the other side of the fence, but yeah, you go into any building department and there's a fee schedule list that we have, but good point. Who's updating it? Who's looking at that fee schedule? Who is reporting back? Biannual report. Makes sense.
That's
Makes
twice a
sense
year.
where we are, and that it should be self-supporting. That should be a self-supported office by the fee schedule that's generated in the town from those inspections. And we are missing the boat, and it is a problem. It's a hole in I believe it's a hole in our system right now. As you pointed it out very well, it's laid out very well, even though that's probably an older version, it still stands true.
It is what you guys adopted.
I remember at one time, there was a part-time acceptance by the state before the UCC where you had to be 2 days minimum full-time in the office, 9 to 5. That was the days of Gary Montroy being here. And it was 2 days, but if he was sick and didn't show up one day and nobody else was in the office, you had to wait a week before you can get an inspection. Now, I do know, by today's standards, there's 72 hours, actually 48 hours from the time you call for an inspection. That inspection is supposed to be done under state regulation. And
Or
the
I can
township
throw
has
a
to-
sheetrock.
And that township has to make provisions for. That's why a lot of times inspectors will accept pictures or do what they have to make it work for the schedule, whether it's their schedule or your schedule, but they're trying to accommodate and be in line with what the state specs out. I agree. I mean, I think it's a hard look for us. I think we need to have a full-time construction official in the office. I'd love to see a construction official that also wears a subcontractor hat or two, subcode official hat or two, not subcontractor, subcode official hat or two, like Mr. Bowen did. He was our construction official. He was our building inspector, subcode building. He was electrical, fire, property maintenance, and our zoning guy, and he was only kept as part-time. The town council at that time refused to make him full-time, and he would have stayed here if he was offered a full-time position. That's all he asked. He just wanted full-time. He's wearing that many hats. The only outside inspection we had was from O'Donnell who's now the construction official in Paramus, who was our plumbing inspector, who still is our plumbing inspector. But, yeah, there's a lot to be looking at, and I agree. The office needs, I agree. I mean, I think we need to have a hard look at it from a town council point.
By the way, I mean, I don't mean any disrespect to the town council, because they have a lot on their plate. But these are issues that aren't going to go away, and they are going to eventually need to be addressed because the codes, actually, Mr. Mandello, what are those things called on the?
Yeah, that's the
The
code.
codes, that's the town code? Because it's not
Township code,
state, it's
yeah.
not state code. So the town codes predicate these things should be there and being done. So either you got to eliminate that or operate outside of the township's directives. It's been doing that for quite some time, and that's not something I would suggest you continue to do.
Anyone else would like to comment or answer questions in Mr. Verhasselt? Yes, Mr.
I
Matheson.
just want to know if anybody in the public wanted to ask.
Sure, we open this to the public? Sure. I'll make a motion to open to the public.
Second.
All right, and all those in favor? Aye. I need to hear the ayes. Aye. Okay. It's open to the public. Mr. Verhassel is here to answer any questions or take any comments. If anyone from the public would like to come up. Okay. I'll make a motion to close. Second. Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. With that being said, Mr. Verhassel, thank you for your report.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is that okay? I'm outside of the
I hope
members
I
of
can
the
answer
public.
it.
Maybe I should ask the public
Sure.
question. do you have any direction where you want me to go after I pointed out this is the top-heavy portion of the thing? Is there anything specific that you wanted to look at? I'll go anywhere on your purview. I'll
Property
be glad to
maintenance.
read and, pardon?
Property maintenance.
Property maintenance, okay.
Mr. Verhassel, could you also, I don't know if this is, I think it's in the same code book, is the litter ordinance. Can you,
The litter?
yes.
I want to know, just as a thing, what guy, there was a lady, I'll tell you a funny story.
Could
My
you tell
wife
us
and I
after we
walk
adjourn
around
the
town
meeting?
quite a bit. At the end of our block today, we're walking back in, and there's a young lady sheriff's officer. She's being accosted by people that are making U-turns on Forest Place because, and she doesn't know where to direct anybody because she's not a local person. They're asking directions, how do I get to Oak Street, blah, 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 and there's no way to get to Oak Street now. So I want to know what hand told this hand that it would be a good idea to send the township-ordered reevaluation engineering department around Rochelle Avenue in the last 2 days. Which, because Neglia, is it Neglia or Veglia? Who's doing that job? He made 60 U-turns on Forest Place in the last 2 days. That, their pickup truck. So I kind of skipped out on that. That was the funniest thing. Where one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing. And I think you guys are way ahead of that because you got 2 members of the town council on this board, which
Yeah.
they're going to know about it right away.
So understand, Mr. Verhassel, that project on Rochelle Avenue is a county.
Oh, please, please,
So
please,
you know
please,
where I'm going
Dean,
with that.
please, Dean, you're not telling me that again. Okay. Oh, I know it's a county project. That's why I took pictures of the property today, that particular project, because I hope when they pave it just like it looks like they're gonna, so that my wife's stickball pitcher, who is now the county executive, gets to see these pictures about how they're treating the #1 religious institution in Rochelle Park's sidewalk. And there's no curbs, there's no nothing. They're gonna steamroll right up, tar right up. No curbing, no nothing. Just the shoddiest, quickest job you could ever imagine. And, by the way, did you know that that's a county project? So you know, it's a county project.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I see no further business on the agenda, so.
Thank you for entertaining me.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Verhassel.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And,
I'll go back to work.
make a motion to adjourn. Can I get a second?
I'll make the motion.
Oh, wait, well, I made it, but Eddie has to his hand go up for seconding. All those in favor? Aye. No, okay. Meeting adjourned at 6:58.
For now.